So, if you think you know the Harry Potter story, I'm here to tell you The Prisoner of Azkaban is where the game completely changes. Seriously, this isn't just another adventure at Hogwarts. It's the book that throws the series into a much darker, much more complicated place. And it totally flips the script on everything Harry thought he knew about his past and his future.
And this famous quote, it just nails the whole vibe of the story, doesn't it? We're talking about a whole new kind of darkness here, something much more psychological. It forces Harry to face his deepest, darkest memories. And this is the key, it also shows us that the power to fight back, to turn on that light, is something he has inside himself.
All right, so Section 1, A Prisoner on the Loose. And right away, things are different. The story doesn't start with Voldemort. Nope. This time we've got a totally different kind of boogeyman. A guy has broken out of a prison that's supposed to be inescapable, and the whole wizarding world is convinced he's coming after one person. And you guessed it, it's Harry Potter. To really get why this is such a big deal, you have to understand what Azkaban is. This place, it's not just a prison. It's a nightmare. It's guarded by these things called Dementors, soul-sucking creatures that literally feed on joy. They leave you with nothing but the absolute worst moments of your life, replaying over and over. Breaking out of Azkaban, people didn't just think it was hard. They thought it was completely, totally impossible.
And yet, this is the guy who pulled it off, Sirius Black. To the wizarding world, he's public enemy number one. They see him as Voldemort's right-hand man, a ruthless mass murderer who killed a dozen people with one shot. So when he escapes, it's not just news, it's mass panic. Everyone is terrified, and the Ministry is absolutely certain he has one target in mind, to find Harry and finish the job Voldemort started.
Okay, Section 2, The Ghosts of the Past. So while this whole manhunt is happening out in the world, back at Hogwarts, things are getting complicated. The threat of Sirius Black on the outside is one thing, but there are new dangers on the inside too. And this year, the ghosts haunting Harry aren't just roaming the castle corridors. They're inside his own head. And you see this play out perfectly with the two new teachers. It's such a great contrast. In one corner, you've got Professor Trelawney, who's all drama and doom, constantly predicting Harry's going to die in some horrible way. And in the other corner, there's Professor Lupin. He's kind, he's down to earth, and he's the first person who actually teaches Harry how to fight back against the darkness. It's literally doom versus hope. So the Ministry puts these Dementors all around Hogwarts supposedly to protect everyone. But for Harry, they're a special kind of hell. See, when they get near other people, it's bad, this feeling of cold and sadness. But for Harry, it's so much worse. He hears his mother's last moments, her screams as Voldemort killed her. It's this deep, buried trauma that he was too young to even remember, and now it's being ripped back to the surface. And just when you think it can't get any worse for him, this bomb drops. This is what makes it so deeply personal. Harry finds out Sirius Black wasn't just some random Death Eater. He was his dad's best friend, a core member of their group. And even more than that, he was Harry's godfather. Think about that. The man who's supposedly hunting him down is the very person who promised to protect him. The betrayal is just gut-wrenching. This brings us to Section 3, The Great Betrayal Revealed. And listen, this is it. This is the turning point of the whole book. It all goes down in one crazy, chaotic confrontation in the Shrieking Shock. And in that one room, everything we thought we knew, everything Harry thought he knew about how his parents died gets turned completely upside down. And this timeline just lays it all out. For 13 years, the entire wizarding world has been telling one story. Sirius Black betrayed his best friends. But that was the lie. The truth? It was another friend, Peter Pettigrew, who was the secret keeper and the spy for Voldemort. Sirius was innocent. He was framed, sent to Azkaban for a crime he didn't commit, while the real traitor faked his own death and just disappeared. And you want to know the craziest part? The part that's just so unbelievable? Where has this traitor, Peter Pettigrew, been hiding all this time? As Scabbers, Ron Weasley's pathetic pet rat, the man who got Harry's parents killed, has been living in the Gryffindor common room, sleeping in Ron's bed, literally right under their noses for 3 years. It's insane. Okay, so Section 4 of Race Against Time. The truth is finally out, but then
disaster. Pettigrew escapes, Sirius gets captured, and he's sentenced to the Dementors' kiss. And that's not just death, it's having your soul sucked out of your body. All hope seems totally lost. But then, Dumbledore gives Harry and Hermione a very cryptic hint and a way to fix this. But it means they have to break one of the most fundamental laws of magic. And what follows is this brilliant, intricate race against the clock. They use a time turner to go back 3 hours into the past. Step 1, they save Buckbeak the Hippogriff from being executed. That's super important for later. Step 2, they have to wait for the exact moment the Dementors attack their past selves by the lake. Step 3, that's when the big magic happens to save everyone. And finally, Step 4, they use the now-saved Buckbeak to fly up to the tower and rescue Sirius just in the nick of time. But this is the real emotional climax for Harry. See, the first time around, when the Dementors were attacking, he saw this incredible, powerful Patronus chase them away, and he was so sure, so convinced that it was his dad's ghost come to save him. But when he's living through it again, watching from across the lake, he realizes no one is coming. His dad isn't coming. It has to be him. And in that moment, he stops waiting for a savior and becomes one himself. He casts the Patronus. He saves himself. So let's talk about the big picture. Section 5, why this story changes everything. Because believe me, it does. This book isn't just about solving a mystery. It's a seismic shift that changes the entire emotional core of the Harry Potter series from this point on. I mean, look at the themes we're dealing with now. We're diving deep into friendship and loyalty versus the absolute ugliest kind of betrayal. We're watching Harry have to face his own trauma, his deepest fears, head on. And maybe most importantly, the story shows us that good and evil, well, it's complicated. The world isn't just made of good people and Death Eaters. The lines get really, really blurry. And the ending, it's so bittersweet, isn't it? Sirius is free, but he's on the run. He's a fugitive. So Harry doesn't get to leave the Dursleys and have that home he's always wanted. But he gets something else, something maybe just as powerful. For the first time, he has a real living link to his parents, a godfather who cares about him. He doesn't get a home, but he gets hope. And all of this really boils down to one central question, doesn't it? Are we defined by our past or by the choices we make right now? You have Sirius, who's been trapped by a false past for over a decade, and Harry, who's haunted by a past he can't even remember. But in the end, both of them find their power not in what was done to them, but in what they choose to do next. It's a powerful idea, and it's one that really sets the stage for everything that's still to come.